Hello, my 420 Spot family. It's Monday, June 6, 2022. How's everyone doing today? Fantastic, I hope. Today in the news for the cannabis and psychedelic community. Top things to know. New York regulators aired a taxpayer-funded ad during Game 1 of the NBA Finals that slams the historically racist enforcement of marijuana prohibition while highlighting equity-focused legalization. One major station refused to air it, however. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, D., signed a large-scale health bill that contains provisions clarifying that hemp-derived products, including CBD-infused foods and drinks, are legal in the state. A new report from the California government task force to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans pinpoints the war on drugs and its racist criminal enforcement as a key form of social control that has oppressed black people. A new Safe for Equity campaign, backed by the Minority Cannabis Business Association, Marijuana Matters, Minorities for Medical Marijuana and Women Grow, is making the case that passing a marijuana banking bill will help small businesses run by people of color, pushing back against the notion that it will only help large corporations and banks. Not all advocates agree, however. The California Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development awarded $35.5 million in marijuana tax-funded community reinvestment grants to repair the harms of the war on drugs through programs on job placement, legal aid, and medical care. Oregon officials testified at a House Interim Committee on Behavioral Health hearing that while work to set up a drug treatment and prevention network funded under a voter-approved decriminalization measure has been delayed, efforts are now back on track. Former Attorney General Eric Holder said legalizing marijuana would have great political benefits and it's ridiculous that it's still in Schedule I. Senator Bernie Sanders, IVT, sent an email to supporters about the need to legalize marijuana, and tweeted, "Enough is enough. The vast majority of Americans support legalizing marijuana nationwide. Now is the time for Congress and the federal government to do something radical for a change. Listen to the people. Let's end the war on drugs and legalize marijuana nationwide." Mississippi Democratic congressional candidate David Sellers tweeted, "I want to end the failed war on drugs by legalizing marijuana at the federal level, expanding access to Veterans Court and Drug Court, ending mandatory minimums, and prioritizing treatment over incarceration." Kansas Governor Laura Kelly, D., signed a bill allowing patients to use federally approved cannabis medicines. Pennsylvania Democratic gubernatorial candidate Josh Shapiro, currently the Attorney General, tweeted, "New York has legalized recreational marijuana. New Jersey has legalized recreational marijuana. In Pennsylvania, we haven't, even though the majority of Pennsylvanians support it. I'll get it done as governor, and it's going to boost our economy." Louisiana lawmakers sent Governor John Bel Edwards, D., legislation to prevent police from using the odor of marijuana as probable cause to search homes, legalizing paraphernalia for medical cannabis patients, providing reciprocity for out-of-state patients, letting medical cannabis companies open additional dispensary locations, and banning smoke or vaping marijuana in motor vehicles. But the Senate rejected measures to make it easier for people to expunge marijuana convictions and decriminalize paraphernalia. A Missouri representative tweeted, "Let's be blunt, we need a joint committee and #MOLEG to investigate the highs and lows of the recreational marijuana initiative petition." South Dakota House and Senate candidates were asked about their stances on marijuana policy in a survey. The Arkansas Supreme Court dismissed a lawsuit challenging regulators' denial of a medical cannabis dispensary license. Rhode Island regulators are projecting there will be approximately $41 million worth of legal marijuana sales in the first 7 months of commercial legalization. Colorado regulators are accepting applications to serve on a new intoxicating hemp and tetrahydrocannabinol products task force. California officials are stepping up efforts to collect unpaid taxes from marijuana businesses. Maine regulators issued guidance about marijuana edibles packaging and labeling that could appeal to people under 21. Oregon regulators will begin accepting applications for psilocybin services facilitator training program curriculum approval on Monday. Vermont regulators will consider recommendations for marijuana business pre-qualification, full licensure, and social equity status on Monday. There is the news for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a fantastic day. It's 4:20 somewhere. What are you smoking? Video by www.my420spot.com